working with the silver and gray challenge. I've got it on the gray palette. Choosing colors, I'm up at the top here. Fourth one over. And I'm just gonna start with my brush at opacity. Let's do 40, 39, okay? And brush size, I'm gonna do 20. I'm not too concerned about going out of the lines yet. I'm just gonna, let's get that brush size bigger. That's too small. Put it at 90. We're just gonna color over it real quick. And again, I'm not worrying about staying in the lines at this point. I just want to get a good coating on here because I don't want her having all of this jewelry on. Him, her, it, she, thing, whatever. My son suggested a robot. I mean, if you want to go that route, it's fine. Okay. I'm going very fast here. I'm sorry. So, under the gray still. Second one from the top, which I've already picked. No, I don't want to switch. Turn the opacity down to 25, 26, whatever. I'm never precise with these things. I'm gonna go with a brush size of about 50. And I'm just gonna start doing the edges here. Starting right here. Just going around, doing some edge work, kind of doing a light brushing, getting some shadows built in. Luckily this thing has shadows built in for me. I can use them as a base. But, you know, both sides of the hand. Mark there. Here. Got my marks there. I need to give this a background color. Yes? But we're not going to do that yet because what we want is I want to get this hand colored in. I'm ignoring this. This doesn't exist. We're still on the gray palette. I like to keep my opacity turned down pretty low. And let's see, I've got a very light color here. Let's see. Let's go down to the darker gray. And we'll work on the finer details here. This is really hard because I'm doing it with two hands. But I've got it like inside of the lines. I actually almost always have it set to outside the lines. And I'm just going along the edges, defining the edges. And the fingernails. I'll get back to those after a bit when I use the gradient color. I tend to not use gradient, and I'm just going along and putting some defining lines here, kind of fleshing it out. The darker colors going outside the lines so that smooth transition, like that. And just kind of, sorry if my hand gets in the way, just trying to go for these defining lines here. Because this is your human hand, okay? You're basically doing it in grayscale, is what it boils down to. And there's not that much different in doing it to grayscale versus using the skin colors. When you're doing your wrist, you know, kind of build in that line that goes that way. I'm not holding this high enough, am I? Okay, here we go. I don't draw with both hands, so this is cool. I can do this. And again, I'm working as if this area is not here. because it's not gonna be when I'm done with it. I'm just going down, giving them some real distinct edges. I'm gonna build in some knuckles here, shadow knuckles. And just taking my time, getting those edges done really nicely. Kind of noting where the natural line of this arm is versus where the watch is. I could do something really cool and just put an Apple Watch on here. I might still. I'll decide that momentarily. I'm going to go with a lighter gray. Here's on the second row, down, 3 across. If you're playing bingo with us or whatever, crosswords. Build in some white. Oh, sorry guys. Define the knuckles a little bit here. Here, I may actually choose not to ignore that watch completely. Just because I think I could actually do something completely different with it. I just got myself an Apple Watch 4 series, which I am loving it so much. And I mean, it's great because with my POTS, I can now actually run an ECG on myself. How accurate it is, I can't tell you. Technology is way different than when I was a cardiopulmonary technician in the Air Force. It does basically a 1 lead EKG. Pretty damn cool stuff. It says sinus rhythm. It's sinus rhythm. I mean, you're basically building it in. Okay, think about it like when they did the realistic hand challenge, okay? Go for this lighter gray on the first row.
It'll be fine.
And see, these are shade marks that ColorTherapy built in for you to use. And feel free to use them. I mean, they're there for a reason, you know, where you want your shadowing. But feel free to get comfortable with going outside of the damn lines every now and again. And
Until they update it and change everything.
until they update it and change everything again. My husband says he was using it for a while and he's like, I don't like the new changes. Because, you know, he just likes doing mandalas. They're relaxing to him. And I don't. Most of you realize I'm the fairy girl. Also, what I'm doing here, these lines, think of this as where bones might be. Not that I'm going to make her look like she needs to eat something, but just to keep with the contours of the natural form. And what I think I'm going to do with this, go back down to the darkest gray again. I'll oscillate back and forth between the two. I'm just fleshing it out. Just fleshing it out. Go around the nails. Those shadows, you can switch them later. Right now it looks like Frankenstein's monster is okay. Let's turn our opacity down to like 5% here. And just kind of draw over it, adding some shade lines and marking. So like right now what it looks like if we set it to this and put no lines, which I tend to like to use. As you can see, we're getting a pretty good shape of the human hand. I need to work on this end a little bit more and fleshing it out. But yeah. So we're kind of building in some shadows, some highlights. Also defining lines. Sorry guys, I lowered the opacity down a bit and decreased the brush size so that I can get around these damn fingernails. Oh, Guys, we've been interrupted by a cat. Come on, Loki, come on. Thank you, Loki. He wanted to help. I know, I'm trying to keep it steady. It's interesting because I can model this after my hand. You see where my Apple Pencil rests? It's also where I used to draw from when I was in high school. Rests right here. It's created a, can you see that? It's a callus on my hand. My not so attractive nails, but at least they don't look like my toes.
Troll toes.
Troll toes. Add a little humanity into my YouTube video, right? Okay, so let's see what we've got going here. Oh dear, somehow, look what Loki did to my picture. Let's fix that. Go into gray, I'm gonna pick, oh, it got put on silver. Want it on gray, I'm gonna pick on the last row of on the last end of the first row, turn up my opacity to 50% and try to buff that mark out that Loki decided that might look good on my thing. And I'm just going to brush over them ever so lightly, back and forth. I usually would do up and down, but I'm trying to basically fix this since Loki walked across my screen, as cats tend to do. Where are you? He's under my tree. And there's Freya. Okay. At any rate, you add some highlights in on the arm here. Shall we give her an Apple Watch before we fill it in? Let's see. Let's look at my Apple Watch. I could do that. I'll kind of give it a... Okay, now this is where it's going to get interesting because we're going to modify this thing on our arm. Do it 78, 84%. Lower the brush size down to like 5, 8%. Kind of draw in the band. Use the band that they have. And for the Apple Watch, sorry guys, I keep forgetting to hold it steady. And the Apple Watch is rectangular in shape and bigger than the band. And since we're only using silver and gray tones here, let's just get this all fleshed out for you. So we're giving it a square motif. Kind of give it certain edges. You want your opacity as much as possible, but not too much. Let's like use a lighter color for the screen of our Apple Watch. And in fact, we could probably even make use of the face that it gives it. Because with the Apple Watch, your faces are unlimited. Well, they're limited, but not. You can put any photo you want up there. For the new Apple Watch, for me, I use the, what's that called? The chrono? The what? Intergraph. Where I have all my complications up there and all. Like I said, I'm loving it. So we're just going to color in the Apple Watch face with a kind of space gray color. Feel free to experiment with whatever colors you want. So, got that. Lighter color, bottom of the gray. So you can see what I did here. And we're gonna keep the opacity turned up and the size of what we're using turned down. And we're just gonna kinda, obviously I'm feeling better than I was. I was sick the last couple of days with this horrendous cough. That's why I typically try to avoid ER rooms, but my husband's blood sugar was like 357 and his primary care doctor told him to go home and sleep it off. Honey child, I was like, when we don't play that. So, I'm just gonna kind of bevel the ends. My Apple Watch has a case on it just because I have POTS, I get dizzy, I fall. So what I'm gonna do is kind of give this, instead of giving it the complicated infograph page, I'm gonna go with the kaleidoscope, and I'm gonna turn to the silver colors here for that. And I'm just going to turn my pasty 100%, my size down to 1, and I'm just gonna put little tick marks. 1, 2, 3, hold on. 6 and 12, 3 and 9. Like that. And make the hands. Screw this, I'm not using the time that it has. How about I put the time that it is in my big hands actually down for the infograph. I'm gonna actually do it modified like that. How many dots are in between there? A ton. This might not be like technically correct. Loki. Oh, Fred. Hi, Fred. So we've kind of got a watch face going here. And we're going to put the dot here in the middle. And for me, it is 21:33 or 9:33, which means it's bedtime for you, young man.
Oh, can I what?
I'll replay it for you tomorrow. But no, sir, you must go to bed. It is a school morning tomorrow. 9:33 would be right about, let's see, and 8, 9 here. Good night, buddy. I love you. See you in the morning. And we're gonna put a second hand up here. And then if we really wanted to get fancy, we could do the watch face being all specified, but I don't want to do all that. So, and so here you have your basic Apple Watch setting. I'm going to flesh this out some more after, but I want to set it to gradient now. So I'm going to tap to fill and set the silver to gradient because I want to do her nails sort of I put it in the middle setting here, so it spirals inside out, and I'm just going to fill in each of the nails with just a tap like that. It's kind of grease space gray color, right? Like silvery. And what I want to also do is do shades of gray and do this dark black to light black center to kind of give it a shadow effect. And I'm just going to not do it that way. Click on airbrush, and I want to blend this as much as possible. So I'm going to paste it down in this, and I'm just going to fill these in with some color so they don't pop out as much. And same with this along here. And kind of want to increase my, sorry guys. So my size is like at 50, and my opacity I'm gonna turn down to like 27, whatever. I'm not exact, like I said. Actually, this needs to be a cooler color. So I'm just gonna tap on it to get the color from it. Try to blend it as well as I can with the centerpiece here so that it doesn't all stand out. And again, I'm gonna turn my brush all the way up to 100%. I'm just gonna kind of airbrush outwards to kind of blend that a little bit better. Then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna add some shadow with the darkest gray here. Turn my airbrush down to about, about 25, 26. And just come in between the fingers and just work a shadow there, like a natural, I'm sorry guys, a natural shadow here, right in between the fingers. It'll probably bleed over into your hand, but that is okay. You can do that. It will turn out fine. I'm slowly working at creating a shadow between the thumb and the forefinger here, where it would naturally be. And along the hand side. You want the shadows there, kind of give it a feel of being lifted off just a bit. And just so this video doesn't run too terribly long, I am going to work on fixing this Apple Watch face a little bit off camera, because you can do whatever you want with the accessories. I just had this moment of clarity where I'm like, you know, I just want to do an Apple Watch because I just got the new one. I'm loving the hell out of it. Oh wait, for detail work, you never want your brush size to be at 1, okay? You're just going to end up getting a bar instead of a good blend. Sorry. Guys, bear with me while I figure out how to do this, because I want to. So many people that follow my work on ColorTherapy, they want to know how I do things, and I'm not good at telling, but I am good at showing. And if you just work with me here while I learn how to do these with one hand occupied with the drawing while the other hand's occupied with the holding of the camera, then, or my phone, then we can all kind of figure this out together, huh? Use the latest color of gray here. Leave your opacity settings for these alone, and just kind of work in the detail work here, because the devil, as they say, is in the details. See how she looks. So far we've got it going to where I've got her wearing an Apple Watch. I'm going to work on that. Get a nice bony structure of the hands. Looks like I could use a little bit more blending in the background. But as you can see, it's a work in progress. If you never mind the lights to my fan, if you hold it back like this, it's looking pretty good, and that looks pretty good like an Apple Watch. I'm going to redo the face a little bit just because I don't like how it's turning out, and I'm going to blend this edge here where that's sticking out. But I have gotten rid of all of the odd jewelry that I find weird. And what I'm also going to do, always go back and double check your work. And I always set it to go under here, no lines, and almost always, unless they make me, I try to use no effects. I like it to be el natural. But so far, that's what I've got going. The finished product will be published on the site, but that's pretty much how I did this, and if you'll bear with me as I do these, I will get a little bit better at holding the camera and all. But it's basically a hand done in black and white, considering they just wanted shades of gray and silver. Now I'm going to get out of this screen because I'm not ready to publish this yet. And I'm just going to finish out my personal touches. But this is how I shade a hand using just shades of gray and silver. So there you go. Once you set it to no lines, all of these will disappear. Put your own lines in just by barely shading. It's a really good method and way to help teach yourself also how to actually draw the human hand as well. If you use this as a learning tool, as well as color therapy and just fun, because it always gives you the basic shape of a human hand. So if you can learn how to do that, and then while you're in the process, learn how to do the shading so you get the bony structure kind of fleshed out and the proper blending of shadows and such, then you're one step forward to actually drawing it yourself instead of using a program. So this is going to be my last entry into the silver and gray challenge. I've already done the eyes challenge 3 times, and when they come out with the next one, or if I decide to do any fairies anytime soon in the midst of me doing genealogy work, I'll put that out there. But as for now, RH Designs, this is how I do it. I hope this helped. Thank you for watching. Tune in to the next time that I decide to do this. It's all new to me. And we'll see where we go and see how far you can go. Ooh, not that far. Later, folks.